Hello children, today I am going to teach you a poem, The Road Not Taken, written by Robert Frost. So before proceeding to the poem, let me give you a brief description about the poet Robert Frost. Robert Frost was a famous American poet who was born on 26th March 1874 in the United States of America, and he was died on 29th January 1963 in the United States of America. So some of his notable works include A Boy's Will, North of Boston, and some of his beautiful famous poems include The Road Not Taken, Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, and Mending Wall. So he was also awarded with many prestigious prizes like Pulitzer Prize for Poetry and Congressional Gold Medal. So before explaining the poem, let me give you the central idea of this poem. So the central idea of this poem is that it's about taking right decision. So children, if you take right decision in our life, we will get success, and if you do not take, then we have to regret. So the poem The Road Not Taken starts with two roads diverged in a yellow wood. So the poet came into deep autumnal season. Yellow wood means that forest. So where he found two roads diverged, two roads in a diverged way, in a different way. So here two roads mean two choices in a life. So two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry, I could not travel both, and be one traveler long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. And sorry, I could not travel both. So the poet is telling that he could not travel both the roads because he was one traveler, and one traveler cannot travel both the roads. Long I stood. So children, this is very important. Long I stood means, so when we face any problem in our life, or we face any two choices in our life, we should not take decision suddenly. So the poet here, he has given emphasis that long I stood means he stood there to take a right decision. So long I stood and looked down, and he looked down both the roads. He examined both the roads, which one is to be chosen to travel. So, and looked down at one as far as I could. So he looked down both the roads, he examined both the roads, so that which road will be suitable for the poet to travel. Then took the other as just as fair. So he left the first road and he chose the second road, and took the other road as just as fair. So when he chose the second road, he found that the second road was as fair as the first road, and having perhaps the better claim, and he found that the second road was in a better condition than the first road because it was grassy and wanted wear. The second road was grassy and wanted wear means less travel by the people, whereas the first road was less grassy, and it was traveled by more people because it was grassy and wanted wear. The second road was grassy and it was traveled by less number of people. Though as for that the passing there had owned them really about the same. So when he passed through the second road, he found that both the roads were equally traveled. So he did not find any difference between that when he saw the road, and he found that there is no difference between the two roads. And both that morning equally, because in the morning he came and he saw that, the poet saw that both the roads were covered with leaves, and no step had trodden black. So in the morning nobody had trodden means walked through the two roads. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way. I doubted if I should ever come back. So I kept the first road. So he left the first road and he traveled the second one. So he left the when he left the first road, he was in a doubtful mood whether he could return back from the second road and he could travel through the first road. So I doubted if I should ever come back. So he was in a doubt mood, he was in a dilemma, that in a confused mood, in a regretful mood, whether he would come back from the second road and could travel the first road. I shall be telling this with a sigh. So the word sigh implies here the disappointment of the poet. So I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. So after taking this decision, when he will think over that whether he has taken a right decision or not. That two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by. So if he'll not get success in the second road, then only he can regret only that he has not taken the right decision. So I took the one less traveled by the people, and that has made all the difference. So the last line is very important, that has made all the difference. The poet in the last line, the poet he himself accepts that his choice of road has brought a big difference in his life by choosing the right decision or not. So children, the poem conveys a message that taking right decision decides a life, and if you take a right decision, it will shape our life, our future, and if you do not take, we can regret only, and but we cannot go back on it. So we must take our decision wisely, and so that we will get success in our life. So hope you all enjoyed this beautiful poem, which has a great meaning and great message to the society. Thank you.